Let's go.
Let's get it. The opening bell here on the Mojo YouTube channel. We are excited to talk about some of these players, risers, fallers, buys, sells, shorts, go long after this week 3 NFL slate this past Sunday. It's September 26, 2022. I'm the host of this thing, Ray G, joined as always by my man, Jay Rich. How you doing, Jay?
Yes, sir. I'm good, man. We had a pretty good weekend. We talked about a few players that balled out. I think we're looking good. Ready to move on to week 4, talk about these week 3 players. Ray, I mean, let's just dive right into it because you made a great call last week on Friday. The opening bell. Let's get it.
Jalen
Hurts. Gotta talk about him. Tell me about Jalen Hurts, right?
Told the people, man, he was the moving meme buy going into Sunday. He's playing like an MVP. And that's why he's got the, second, third best odds to win the award. Second best odds behind Josh Allen. And his price at $43.48 going into the weekend was low. And I said, this is a player that every week you're going to continue to see his stock rise. It's a player people believe in. It's a player people want to believe in. His style of play is conducive for the big highlights, and he's playing on the best team in the NFC right now. Jalen Hurts, even at $46.99 this morning, in my opinion, is still a buy. I think his value is upwards of $60, $70 plus dollars. This time next year, not even 2-3 years from now, you look at some of those other quarterbacks in that $60 to $70 range. Jalen Hurts goes out there, potentially wins an MVP, takes his team deep on a playoff run. This is going to look like an absolute steal here in a year's time. And you look at where he's priced at right now, in between Andy Dalton and Carson Wentz. You got Andy Dalton at $54.41 and Carson Wentz, who was just thoroughly outplayed by the guy that replaced him, and Jalen Hurts right there at $46.45, right behind Jalen Hurts. Still a buy. Sometimes in the market, you're like, you don't want to buy too high. You'll let things come back down, and then get in. There is no comeback down. Get in on Jalen Hurts, man. Jalen Hurts is a star. He's a superstar, and he's playing like a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, Jay. But you also had a call of your own. I saw you in your Seattle Seahawks jersey because you talked a little DK Metcalf, right? You talked about DK Metcalf, and he went out there, caught a touchdown pass, played well, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for a little bit more. He had his opportunities. AJ Terrell did give him fits, which we did expect a little bit. But, again, this is a guy that we expect to buy and hold over the long term. That's what Mojo's all about. Buy and hold. I think DK Metcalf is a guy that is undervalued, right? He saw his price spike, kind of fell back down a little bit. But he has a lot of upside. He's a guy that has tremendous talent. You saw the spectacular touchdown in the end zone. He had a couple shots at others. I think DK Metcalf is a buy and hold, just a little bit undervalued. Not necessarily the returns you're going to get out of the Jalen Hurts of the world, but I think a guy that will give you returns over the long term. That's why I love the buy on DK Metcalf. And obviously gave you your 1.5% this week and see if you can build on that going forward. I think you can.
Well, let's start off, as always, by checking the indexes. The Mojo market is open, so make sure you download the app. Beautiful app. Love it. Love everything about how the player values kind of go in real time as you're watching the game, and you're watching it like, man, I knew it. I should have loaded up on Jalen Hurts. I knew it. But let's check the market, man. Let's look at the FANG stocks, right? Let's look at the FANG stocks right now. We open up Tom Brady still at the top. He's down not much, but just an itty bitty tiny bit. Aaron Rodgers, $117 at the top, the second highest priced quarterback stock. Mahomes, Matt Ryan taking a little bit of a dip. Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson down 4% today.
Yes.
Russell Wilson,
man.
Sunday night 10-11 victory, 11-10 victory, down, man. 4% for Russell Wilson. Yikes. What are you doing with Russ? Is he he's a Hall of Famer, right? So you're holding for, if you hold him, you're holding for the long haul. Yeah.
But things are looking bad. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Things are looking bad. Nathaniel Hackett looks overmatched at just about every turn. And again, these aren't games that are, impossible to win. Yes, the 49ers defense is amazing. They played great in this game, and Russ did get the victory, but it's still 10 punts, I believe 9 3-and-outs in that game. They're like the only team in 20 years to win a game with 9 3-and-outs in a game. Like it's looking bad for the Denver Broncos offense on all facets. And that's one of the reasons why Russ is down. Could he go up? Sure. But the upside is not looking like what it once was initially for Russell Wilson. When he went to Denver, everyone I'm sure was buying him up, wanted him because this new offense is supposed to be potent, and it's not looking that way so far.
Let's take a look at the wide receiver market, and the top 5 wide receivers right now. Tyreek Hill down 2%, $26.44.
Yeah.
Julio Jones down a little over 0.5%, 25.31. Diggs down 24.59. Mike Evans up tad bit, 24.47, and Devontae Adams down 5% today.
Yes.
Jay, Devontae Adams, 2 bad weeks back to back. The Raiders 0-3, not looking good. But again, my Justin Jefferson down 3%. I just want to throw that out there, down 3% as well for Justin Jefferson. 2 bad weeks. But our philosophy, man, this is why I keep saying the quarterbacks are the FANG stocks. Yeah. These are the players that I want to invest in right now for short and long-term gain. The highest priced wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, $26.44, right? If I were going to park money in the receiver sector of Mojo, I'm targeting all those rookies, man. I want Olave, I want Drake London, and we'll get to the rookie index in a second. But that's just strategically, that's where I'll be parking my money. Like, I don't know where the upside is for even a Tyreek Hill. Could he get to 50? Could he get to 40? But I do know those receivers that are in that 10, 12, 15, 14, $15 range have an opportunity to get up to that $20 window for some of the receivers. So I would be parking my money in the rookie index. Let's take a look at the running backs to see what they're doing this morning. Derrick Henry, look, moving in real time, man. $20, top running back. Zeke Elliott, Alvin Kamara down 4.5% this morning. Yikes. Saquon Barkley. Would you buy some Saquon Barkley going into Monday Night Football just on the notion that he goes out there,
he has a big game?
That he has a big game, right? Like, he's down a little bit. Do you think that are you willing to make that short-term play with Saquon Barkley?
I don't think so. I think Dallas' defense has been phenomenal to start the year. Again, it's not that he couldn't have a big game. That's just not – this isn't where I'm expecting to have that big game. We kind of talked about Derrick Henry and how while he started off really slow, there was potential for him to have a really good game this week against the Raiders, and he did, right? He's up 1.5% over the past 24 hours, so we're seeing that. Barkley could do it. I'm just not really projecting it for him in this one, but he's still Saquon Barkley. And I think that we've talked about, he's a guy that can do the spectacular, that can drive the market within Mojo beyond simply the performance, right? So, and again, being legal in New Jersey, we know there's a lot of people who will be watching, and all eyes will be on Saquon Barkley tonight. That's the big factor.
You're telling me I only have to pay $20 a share for Saquon? I wouldn't mind loaning up on a couple of calls for short-term expiration. Expires Tuesday morning. I wouldn't mind taking that bet on Saquon to have a good game. New Jersey, people get excited. Go get some Saquon Barkley. Let that price rise up. Maybe overnight. Maybe in real time. Game. Yeah, primetime game versus America's team. Right. I actually think it's a savvy little play tonight to do that with the Saquon Barkley. Quickly, tight ends. Travis Kelce still leading the tight end market, $23.70. Zach Ertz, $15.90 is the second highest priced tight end. Mark Andrews down here at $15.47 and Kyle Pitts at $14.71. I would buy stock in both. I'd buy shares of both of those, Pitts and Andrews, because there's a lot of room for that thing to run up. I'd go both of those guys. And then finally, let's look at the rookie index and see what they're doing. Your top 5 rookies as far as stock price, you got Kenny Pickett up to $17.91, up 1%. Drake London, $15.23. Garrett Wilson down 2%, $13.68. Chris Olave up 7.32% for Chris Olave, man. I mean, goodness gracious. 24 hours. He went from $12 24 hours ago to $13.48. Love it. I mean, that's the type of increase that you want to see. Wasn't a ton of money, right? A little under $1, but the percentage, right? The value gain is as far as the percent. Really good for Chris Olave. And Jameson Williams still sitting here at $12.93 for JMO. Damian Pierce moved up quite a bit after his big performance versus the who they play, the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears. Yeah. Biggest movers in the market right now, Brian Hoyer, Devontae Smith, Sky Moore down 10%. This is what you don't. This is when you wake up and you hear that bell, the market opens up and it gaps down. It just opens up from here. You're like, oh, man, I was here. Then it opens up and it's a big gap. And then the bar is just going down, 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 man.
Red.
That's the Sky Moore market right now. Khalil Herbert up 15%. Isaiah McKenzie up 18%. It's the inverse. It gapped up. The bell opens, and then McKenzie and freaking Khalil Herbert just gapped up, shot up to the sky. So those are some of the top movers in the market right now. Mac Hollins, like you said, 31% for Mac Hollins.
Mac Hollins, balling.
Mac
Right?
Hollins. You investing in any of that Mac Hollins stock?
I mean, Ray, 2 weeks in a row, Mac Hollins has shown that he's earned targets, right? And, maybe it's Hunter Renfrow not being in there. Maybe it's, he's just, it's hard to explain. Again, he's only like $2. He's not even
No,
$3
it's not
right
even.
now.
I don't know,
Again,
man.
another big game. But, Ray, what's it going to take for his price to go up? Another 60 yards,
But
6
how
receptions,
much?
like
I
a
mean,
modest game. Percentage-wise, though,
I get it.
to be fair, 150 on 8 receptions, touchdown. That's a big game
Played
by
well.
anyone's
Balled
standards,
out.
right?
Balled out.
So, a modest game may put him up 5%.
Here's my thing, though.
And I think at that point he's kind of worth it.
Here's my thing, though. In the market, I want room to run. What's the ceiling on Mac Jones? Even though it's 30-something%, Mac Jones, Mac Hollins, same, right? Same guy. What I need room to run. Like, what's he gonna run up to? $3? So I'm like,
he could be like Isaiah McKenzie's 450. He could be Isaiah McKenzie.
You got to buy a lot of Mac Hollins shares in order for that to really pay fruition. I don't care how much it goes up. I need more. Yeah. I need more ceiling. I need more ceiling. Yeah. If you're telling me Isaiah McKenzie,
it's a short term, week to week thing. You're not taking Mac Hollins over the long term.
It's fun. Here's the thing. I learned very early in the market, you never go broke taking profit, right? Even if it's a little profit, you never go broke taking profit. So I do want to talk about, and I think this is a perfect example of how Mojo works in the market and watching the games play out. And we started off talking about Jalen Hurts. And simultaneously, I think it gives us an opportunity to short a couple of players, right? So Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles beat down the Commanders and Carson Wentz. Revenge game for Carson Wentz, right? Let's pull up Wentz. I love this QB ranking, right? So there goes Jalen Hurts. Carson Wentz right on his heels, right there at $46.45. They played one another, and look what happened over that 24-hour period, right? So you could have made a simultaneous bets in the market by going long Jalen Hurts if, the conviction that I had that he was going to ball out, get that victory, and then shorting Carson Wentz. And look what would have happened, man. From $49.49, almost $50 a share for Carson Wentz, he dropped 6%. And this is what I want to put my money in, right? Something that's actually, I get Mac Hollins was up 33%, but there's room to go lower for one Carson Wentz. And it doesn't just stop with Carson Wentz, because look at how far he fell. And if you shorted him, you'd be feeling really good today. But simultaneously, Jay, sort of action here is the rise of Sam Howell, right? Carson Wentz. It's all of this happened inside the same game. You got Jalen Hurts rising, right? Balling out, people buying his stock. You got Carson Wentz, people shorting Carson Wentz. And what do? Taylor Heineke and Sam Howell today.
Both went up.
And if I were going to give some advice, I think I'd be parking quite a bit of money in rookie quarterbacks, man, because those are the quarterbacks, FANG stocks, right? There's room to run with all of these quarterbacks. You saw on this last graphic, Jay, look at who's around Carson Wentz. Where's it at? Who's around Wentz? Look at this. I mean, got Jared Goff at $46. We saw Brian Hoyer is a riser. Brian Hoyer is up over
one of the biggest risers,
right?
yeah.
One of the biggest risers. So I think you can make these simultaneous bets within Mojo, and I would be shorting Carson Wentz right now, Jay.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Wentz looked terrible. Obviously, the market is saying, at some point there's going to be a switch, whether it's Taylor Heineke, whether it's Sam Howell, like you're mentioning. There has to be a switch at some point. Carson Wentz the first 2 weeks looked fine, but they still weren't winning games. Then this week, 9 sacks, looked terrible. And to your point, I think this is a bet you can make pretty easily. You're simply looking at a situation, and let's use the Steelers because I think it's the more concrete situation. Okay. You got a first-round rookie pick. You got Mitch Trubisky out there looking awful, and every week Mitch Trubisky's stock goes down, Kenny Pickett's goes up. Last week we were looking at Kenny Pickett. He was $15. He's up almost to $18 now, and every week he keeps going up. So you look at Carson Wentz, you short Carson Wentz continuing going forward because he's not going to play well. And corresponding move, you bet on Sam Howell. And that's how you can kind of double end your money a little bit and make more because you're betting on both situations at once. And when it ultimately plays out, Ray, the question is, what do we do with Sam Howell when he goes up and he is announced a starter?
See, here's my thing. When that happens, man, I'm going to sell. I'm going to take my profit, right? I'm not going to, because here's the thing. Sam Howell wasn't a first-round pick. He doesn't have this high-end pedigree. He was a fifth-round pick. He goes out there and plays terrible. His is tanking the next week, right? Because it's like, oh my God.
We saw Malik Willis, right?
He looked bad. He looked, well, and to be fair, they just threw him in there at the end of the game. So I don't really care about that. But the point is, with these low pedigree rookie quarterbacks, once they get in and pop and your stock gaps up the next morning, it goes from $17 to $22, I'm probably going to cash out. I'm probably just going to take my profit there. And Kenny Pickett's the only one that I would hold because he is going to have the leeway. Kenny Pickett is going to be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers next year and probably have an opportunity the year after that if he doesn't perform well. Sam Howell, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, I don't have that conviction in those kind of guys. But at $3 a share, I want them. Like, I want those kind of guys to explode, to pop, and then it will give me that opportunity to cash out on. One more player I want to talk about, another young guy that everyone wants to be good, and it doesn't seem like it's working out. The infrastructure around him is bad. They've done nothing to help this young man out, and he goes out there every week and barely throws the ball and doesn't look good. And it's Justin Fields, man. And my question for you, Jay, is would you be shorting Justin Fields still? You see he's down 8%. $2 lost. I mean, over a 24-hour period, 27.62 down to 25.28. And while you talk, I'm just going to see if he's gone any lower.
I think you have to at this point. What we've talked about coming into the season is, are they going to build around Justin Fields? And the answer was emphatically no. Like, they didn't bring in any receivers. They lost Allen Robinson. Yes, the running game has been fine, but they brought in the defensive head coach. You know, Luke Getsy came in to be offensive coordinator. He's not doing anything. I love Justin Fields. I think he's a phenomenal talent, but what he's doing on the field, along with what the organization has done to help him, absolute zero. I think you have to short him. He may have a good game here or there, but again, they won this game and he looked so bad. He's still down over 6.5%. Things are not going to get better for Fields. He's not throwing enough to where he's going to be going up in value either. He's
down
throwing
8%.
Picks. He's
8%,
fumbling,
man. 8%.
So even since he's still going down, people are still shorting him. You have to make that move, because just there's nothing good coming for Justin Fields. There's just not. And I think that's the unfortunate reality about some of these quarterbacks, is that we may want them to be good. We may project them to the moon. We may say he's got all the talent in the world. He can run, he can pass. When he's throwing these confident bombs down the middle to safeties, that's not good. And when they're not doing anything to help him, you got to short him. I think he's a guy who's headed downward, and maybe we'll find a time where we can start to buy into him again because the price is right. But right now, that's not that time.
Yeah, man, I am not one in the market to just hold through a sell-off, through a tank. Like, I will cash out and I'll buy back in once it finds the bottom. And I don't think we've seen the bottom for Justin Fields yet, unfortunately. And his price is still at $25.30. I do not believe we've seen the bottom for Fields. But we got a Monday night game. Cowboys, Giants. Call your shot, Jay. Who should people be looking at buying before we get into tonight's game? And based on the outcome, you could see their price. Or I say buying or selling. Who do you think can have that dip or that spike coming out of this Monday night game? I could start if you want to think about it, because I've got mine.
I think I got my pick, but I want to see his price right now.
Okay, well, who do you got? Who do you have? Oh, okay, I'll go. Let me go. I'm shorting Daniel Jones. I'm going to short Daniel Jones tonight. I'm going to short Daniel Jones tonight. I think it's going to be a rough night for him. They don't have if Richie James is your leading receiver, man.
Yeah.
Dallas's defense is good, and Daniel Jones is not the most 1, 2, 3, get the ball out. 5-step drop, get it out. You want to hold the ball and play around with Micah Parsons, it's going to be a rough day for you. They've got enough playmakers on the defensive side of the ball to make life hell for Daniel Jones, and I'm sorry, Giants fans. You all know he ain't it. He ain't the guy long term. So right now, with this price actually up a little bit, $27.54, I would, and up a little bit today, but look at where Daniel Jones was at a week ago. $33.86. He's at $27.54 now. He's not going to be the quarterback of the future long term, and I could see him going out here and getting absolutely smacked, and then we wake up tomorrow morning and it's down even further. So my play for the night, my moving mean Mojo sell of the day is one Daniel Jones. I'm staying in the FANG market. I know it's liquid. I know I can make some money. I'm shorting Daniel Jones. Where you at?
I think I'm going back to the receiver well, and the guy I'm looking at is
You
Noah
keep
Brown.
doing this, man.
I'm going to no. So we're talking about one game, one moment.
Michael Gallup is back. What are we doing? What are you doing? Michael Gallup is back. Why on earth would you pick Noah Brown?
Because I'm not worried about Michael Gallup, because that's just the game I'm playing today.
$1.61. Talk to us about Noah Brown.
Up 20% from last week. You're saying Michael Gallup is back. I understand it, but he's coming off an ACL injury
from last month.
So how good is he going to look?
Last month, 20% from last month.
Well, no, it's the last game. It was the last game when he came up. 11 targets, 7 receptions, 75 yards. Or no, that was CD Lamb. Sorry,
exactly.
He had 5 receptions, 91 yards, and a touchdown. 5 receptions, 91 yards, touchdown. Noah Brown did look great last week. His chemistry with Cooper Rush has been shown week after week. I think he's a great option. If you want to look at a penny stock, Ray's giving you Daniel Jones.
You need to look at you need to learn how to read the chart. A week ago, he was $1.60. He is $1.61 right now. A month ago,
he hasn't played.
A month ago,
that's why. Trust me, when he plays, he'll be fine. I'm telling you.
Go make Take Jay Rich's advice. Take Jay Rich's advice and go make 32 cents on Noah Brown. Or you could rock with GQ. 32 cents
would be good.
Go rock with GQ and have that gap down after Daniel Jones stinks it up on Monday night and make some real cash.
Are we going percentages?
We're moving mean over here.
Are we going percentages or are we going dollars? Because these are two very differently priced players. I'm going percentages.
I'm going dollars today. I want dollars.
That's not fair.
I'm going dollars.
Okay, fine. You want to take dollars?
Baby.
I'll take you Cooper Rush on percentage over Daniel Jones.
Lock it in.
I'll take Cooper Rush on the up. I think Cooper Rush is going up again.
But I never said that I would short Cooper Rush. I like Cooper Rush as well.
You're telling me you're going dollars and I'm taking a guy who's $1.60. Well, I'm obviously not going to win that.
Comment below. Let us know who would you rather invest in or sell. Noah Brown, going long on Noah Brown, or shorting one Daniel Jones. Y'all let us know in the comments who's on the right side of this debate. But we appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the alerts. That way, every time the dope content creators over here at Mojo put out content, you got it right to your phone. You got to look for it. It's right there on your phone. Comment below. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, what you want to see, some players that you are investing in, and tap into the show next Monday. We're moving mean over here with Mojo, man.
Yes,
Jay,
sir.
Anything you want to say with the people before we get out of here?
No, man. Just make sure you download the app. You know, if it's available in New Jersey, invest in some of those plays today. You got a big game tonight, Monday Night Football in the Mecca.
Shorts Daniel Jones. All right, we out of this thing. We'll see you next Monday. Peace.